Hare Krishna, Namaste. So it's been a while. There's been a lot of life updates for me. I got recently a job, a full-time job. But before that, I was doing full-time student teaching, working as well, because they don't pay you for student teaching. So I was student teaching, I was working, and on top of that, I don't know if anybody knows what this is, but the EdTPA. The EdTPA is a monster of a written exam. It took me like 3 months to get it done. That's how bad it is. And there's just multiple parts of it. Was busy all my final semester. Now I have a job, and now I'm going to be starting my master's. So I'm going to have a full-time job, be a full-time master's student, and I've just been busy. But my free time has been all devoted to Krishna. I have two 12-inch deities, fully painted brass deities. If you want to see them, I will link their Instagram below, and that is why I decided to review, because I haven't seen many of these videos in English. Maybe I'm just looking on the wrong side of YouTube, or YouTube's just not recommending them to me, but there's very few videos that I've found that are talking about, like, Krishna stores, like where to buy things for your deities. I have only really seen like Hindi videos, just kind of like unboxing, like, oh, this is nice, you know what I mean? And it's just not helpful for me, because I want to, like, before I buy something, especially something expensive, that Krishna clothes can be really expensive, I want to know everything about it. So I basically have come to the conclusion that I have two favorite cheap Krishna stores. These are the two that I've really tried and I have a lot of experience with. And I thought that I could just kind of go over the pros and cons, but the disclaimer is no sponsor. These are just my opinions. I'm not trying to hurt the company. This is just what I have found while looking at the company. So yeah. So the first one, I'm just going to go with this really quick because I only ordered 2 outfits to really show you. Is KrishnaStore.com. Now they sell a little bit of Krishna clothes, jewelry, and stuff like that, but it's not a lot compared to the next store that I am going to show you. They don't have as wide a variety of outfits, and a lot of their outfits are really basic. Nothing's wrong with basic, but they're just very basic. And one of the problems that you will come across with buying their outfits is that if you have my Radha has a wider waist, their waistband is only the maximum this. So it's not going to cover her butt. So it's only they're only really meant for tiny, their own brand of tiny deities. This is a 6-inch, pretty long, but like I said, it doesn't cover the butt. That's something that bothers me. So I always get one, like if I get a fancy one of this, I'm going to get a very basic one of the same color. And one thing to note about them is that if you get their deluxe clothes do have a wider waist, but what I will do is I get a basic one, then I get a fancier one, and I just kind of wrap the basic one to the back, and this one to the front. So it's like still the same color, and Radha's butt is covered. It bothers me, and maybe it's something that's not normal, or maybe this is something that's normal for the clothing, but not normal for me to be so judgmental. But I like it to have a wider waistband to make it look like an actual lehenga. And another thing to note about their wigs, they only have one variety of wigs for RadhaKrishna, and that's the braided plait, and Krishna where he has like the bun at the back of his head. So not a very wide variety of wigs. So and their jewelry is very basic, which is nothing wrong with basic. I actually like their jewelry. It's all just beaded. And I will show you an example of their beaded jewelry. This is basically the two that you will see the most. And for me, I like more realistic jewelry. And I have not found, I've kind of found a little bit of a store that does it, which I'll show you next. And something to note about their products is that their clothes are relatively cheap compared to other stores that I have looked at. This Poshak was about $8, which is relatively good for Krishna clothes, because like if you go on Etsy, which I understand they're handmade, which is why they're more expensive, but they're like $50, $60 per piece. Well, in America, this is a relatively good deal. It's getting this for $8. And so not quite mad, and they only have they don't have jewelry really. They just have jewelry for the other deities, which is like the 2-piece turban with the necklace. There's no like Radha's crown, Krishna's crown. It's just 2 basic big crowns with the jewelry, which is not bad. I bought one and I was really pleased with it. It has lasted a long time, but it's just nothing fancy or out of this world. It's really good. They're really good quality. But the only problem, like I said, is the waistband for me. Like, I love them, but this waistband is too small, but I'm problem solved because I do really like their designs. Like, I really love this kind of, like, Rajasthani beaded design look. And there's very few places that we can get that. Now I'm going to move on to the next store. This is called the Kanha store. Now, one little disclaimer is that I did buy some realistic bangles, but I accidentally did throw them out. They were apparently caught on a piece of styrofoam, and my mom didn't say anything when I threw it out because she thought it was just like a free thing, and I didn't like it, so that's why I put it in the garbage. But no, no, even if it was free and I didn't really like it, I would still make use of it. But these are the more realistic bangles. They're not the other ones. Like, I actually bought like gold ones that went all around her wrist. It looked like bangles that we would wear. But this is like the bangle that they sell at the Kanha store compared to this one. And this is a little more expensive. These were like 75 cents and these were like $1 to buy a set. Which the set is like 4 bangles. So that's how they look. Just a comparison. And the Kanha store does not sell any earrings, so I can't compare it. But the earrings that you get at the Kanha store are like this. They're very, very realistic. Like, they're probably earrings that I could wear. They're just very pretty. They're very realistic. My deities are probably going to wear these tonight. I'm probably going to change them tonight. I didn't change them yesterday because yesterday I was at RadhaKrishna. I normally change them every Sunday. But RadhaKrishna, I went there, pulled the chariot all day, came back, was exhausted. I could only do the basic arti, and then I went to bed because I was so tired. But I'm assuming Krishna forgives me. And like their necklaces, I don't have a necklace to show you because it's back in my temple. And my deities are wearing them, and I don't want to take them off the deity to show you because I feel like that's rude. But they're very similar, the necklaces style, like the beaded necklaces. But except theirs would come with a crown. These did not. I could only find ones for Lado Gopal that would come with the crown, or baby Krishna and baby Radharani. So I could not really size them correctly. But this is supposed to be for a 10 to 14 inch deity, which I think that's correct. So I think these are going to look perfect on my deity. And something just absolutely fancy. Like, I gotta show you this fancy necklace. I spent a little more than I should have on this. Oh, these earrings were like $3. So $3, like $2.50 in American dollars. Not bad. And no, I'm gonna probably send someone say like, oh, but you can buy these in India for so cheap. I don't live in India. I don't ever go to India. It would be hard for me just to go to India because that would be like $1,000 plane ticket to go to India and then come back with like 50 cents of jewelry. It makes more sense just for me to buy these. This is her. I found this and I'm like, it's going to be a little big for her, but it's so beautiful and I had to get it. And I thought I could wear like double these two up for Radharani. That's that. So the Poshaks. So I got a couple different designs just to really prove. Oh, here's the turban they do have for Krishna. I didn't order any crowns for Radharani because I didn't feel like the crowns that they had. I didn't think they would work for her head. I didn't know her exact measurements, and when I ordered, I was trying to get a deal that was going to end within a couple hours. But anyway, here's the Krishna turban, which I thought was so cute. Like here, it reminds me of just like a simple like cowherd boy turban. Super cute. But anyway, Poshak. I'm not really going to compare the Doties because the Doties are relatively the same, all of them, all the companies I've had. But see, this will actually cover my Radha's butt. Now, that feels so weird to say, but like comparing these, this one's like 2 of this one. Now, their designs are phenomenal. I would say they're relatively comparable to Krishna store, and these are a little cheaper. I mean, a little more expensive though. So this one, I believe the set costs with this Poshak cost about $11 normally, but I got it half off due to their half off all RadhaKrishna items. No, all dresses. All dresses were 50% off. So like if you wanted Durga Ma, you wanted RadhaKrishna, you wanted this, you wanted that, they're all half off. So it was half off, so it became more comparable to them. But normally this would be like $12. So not really comparable. Well, kinda comparable. They're kind of in the same price range. And I got a few more designs to see if they were very similar. So I got this very simple design, which reminds me of the very simple design that the other one had. And I just wanted to see if they're still relatively comparable. For the waistband. Like I said, the waistband bothers me. And like this one, the waistband is a little shorter, but it's still longer than this one. Like the waistband. Even on this one, which is a very basic one, this is literally just called basic night. I guess like basic night dress. And it's still very comparable. In price, I think this was like, it was originally like $9 or $10. They're either 6-inch, and it was half off. So very comparable still. Much more realistic though. And then again, another couple designs. This one's a straight design. This is not, doesn't have a curve to it. But see, the waistband, very long. It will cover her butt, no problem. It looks like an actual lehenga. Like I'm not going to have problems with trying to drape it. Let me know if you have those weird things too, where you just want your deities to look very realistic and how they would look, like how they would look up in Vrindavan Loka or Goloka. Please let me know if you're that picky as well on clothes. And it's not just me. This is another cheapy one. This one's like a felt, so I'm probably going to save this one probably for winter. It's really like felty, heavy. And then comparing it to the simple design again. Maybe this one's more comparable. Is this waistband? No, the waistband's still like at least half an inch. Even when it's like stretched out, it's still like, it's a little shorter actually, I think. It's a little shorter, but very comparable. And then I have a little tiny, like RadhaKrishna, they're like that big. I think Krishna's maybe 7 inches. And so I got this to see if this would be even remotely comparable. I have nothing to compare it to because I've never ordered really anything. But yeah, this is most likely going to fit her waist. Might be a little short, but that'll be fine. But yeah, that is kind of my opinions on this. Now, I like both stores. Oh, and the wig. They have a much bigger wig variety. And I picked this wig out. And I just wanted to show you because I thought it was, even though I've not bought a wig from Krishna stores because I don't like the look that they had. This wig is so realistic. I don't know if you can see, but they sewed it all onto like this net wig cap, so it looks like her actual hair. And I'm really excited to try this out on my Radharani G. And then I did order some more earrings because, I don't know, I saw these and I'm like, oh, these are so cute. They're adorable. They're absolutely adorable. I love them. So yeah. Anyway, that is my tale, I guess, for today. Is that they're both equally good. But if you're picky like me, or if your RadhaKrishna has like a bigger waist, it's better to go with the Kanha store. Or if you're going to go with Krishna store, double up. Like get this and like maybe get either 2 sets or get a simpler set to go underneath it. Just so it's more, what would you like to call it? It's more covering. And that is just like my tale, it's my warning, is that they only sell theirs for their deities. And their deities are very thin in the waist. Like their brass deities are very, very thin in the waist. Like the Radha's waist is like that big on theirs. So that's just kind of like, just kind of keep that out there. But yeah, I do like shopping for them a lot. And if there's any other stores that you would like me to try out here in the US, if they're a little expensive, that's a little okay. Like I can try them out and see, at least buy one dress and see what they're like. But yeah, this is my 2 favorites at the moment. The only other store I've ever ordered from is the store called Radha Vallabha, and I only ordered a wig off there, and that's the wig that my deity is currently wearing. It was curly, but the curls frizzed up and her hair started breaking off, so I had to find a way to wash it and cut everything off. So I do not recommend Radha Vallabha. They're really expensive, and it was really hard to fix her wig. And it was like a $30 wig. Can you believe $30 wig? But then on the flip side, I bought Krishna's wig there. His hair is really curly, and his wig is so good. It's like so soft. It like easily, like if it gets a little frizzy, add water, twirl it back up, like the hair twirl it back up. So for like theirs, I'd say get the Krishna wig, skip any other Radharani wigs. But for this store, like I'm just so impressed. Like they literally sewed her individual hair to make it look like it's coming out of her scalp. So yeah, I'm very impressed with this, and it's so thick. It's not frizzy. It's just nice. But yeah, take what I said with a grain of salt. This is my opinion. You might really have a thin-waisted deity. You might like the Krishna store. I like the Krishna store. I think their designs are beautiful. I love it. I love the simplicity of their jewelry. However, if I want something a little extra, go with the Kanha store. There you go.